Hey guys, it's Sora here with a new series on my channel that I'm going to be calling Gaming News. Now, this is going to be where I take a look at news headlines that I find interesting in gaming for the week. Now, we only have two this week, but one is going to be something that Kingdom Hearts fans are going to love, and the second is going to be an analysis of a recent piece of news that broke that isn't really much news, but yeah. First of all, the Kingdom Hearts series is coming to Steam. It took you frickin' long enough. Now, this is a pretty big deal because it implies in the trailer for it, I'm just gonna leave this here for a second. It implies that 358 over 2 days is playable. Now, this is a big deal because of the simple fact that, well, for the most part, in all the other releases we've had of the games, 358 over 2 days, Recoded, were both cutscenes. Now, do I know if Recoded is going to be playable? No, and I don't really care because it's not one I like that much. But 358 over 2 days might be playable. Also, looking from the trailer, it looks like they may have improved the graphics because I don't recall Jack Sparrow or Captain Jack Sparrow looking that realistic. Now, also, another piece of, another thing with this news is there was a couple of leaks that sprouted, pun intended, that may or may not hint at the fact that the Switch 2 might be getting native versions of the entire series. And it clearly stated the entire series, which might include 4 as well, which probably clues us in a little bit as to the power of the Switch 2. Now, obviously, this is probably not big news to a lot of people, but to Kingdom Hearts fans, it's big news. And also, we heard a new re-recording of Simple and Clean during this trailer, this reveal trailer. Now, obviously, this is a big deal. This means that we now actually will have proper dedicated handheld versions of the Kingdom Hearts games because Steam Deck exists. This is a pretty big deal for a lot of people who are Kingdom Hearts fans, myself included. Now, I'm not going to go into details of some of the leaks that happened because it's not confirmed that these are actually things that are happening, but yeah, that was just a little brief bit about that. But yeah. I kind of want to talk a little bit more about it, but I don't know what else to say. But yeah, there's that. That's a little bit of a news for you to do with that, which I thought would be interesting. I actually have a couple more pieces of news, actually. I've got them in here. Oh, it was recently revealed that in the recent months, the PlayStation 5 outsold the Xbox Series consoles 5-1. Now, this might not be news to people because, quite simply, we've known for a while PS5 is outselling the Xbox Series. It's not you know, it's not like that's a big secret or anything. It's common knowledge. But 5-1. Let me put into perspective for you what 5-1 actually means. That means for every 5 PlayStation 5 sold, only 1 Xbox Series is sold. Now, there have been some people who've been saying, oh, it's shipped, not sold. If they're shipping more, it means there's higher demand. That's logically how that works. Is this doom and gloom in the end of days for Xbox? It's too early to say. Probably not. We don't know that. Xbox have been having this issue for years where they haven't been able to sell as well as both of their competitors. And the fact that they shut down their only Japanese studio probably didn't help them gain any traction in the West. In fact, it's probably made their attempts to take the West even more difficult. Also, there's another piece of Xbox-related news. The fact that Activision opened a new studio. Now, yes, Activision, with Microsoft's permission and blessing, opened a new studio. Meanwhile, Microsoft shut down other studios. Your guess is as good as mine as to what the heck is going on the Xbox side of things. Your guess is as good as mine. Also, another piece of gaming news, which is probably a nothing burger to a lot of you people, but I know there's going to be some people who are going to take issue with this. A character that was previously in the Western version, well, not the Western, but a character that was previously in the US and European version of Paper Mario 1000 Year Door was female completely, is now confirmed to be transgender based on dialogue that was seen in the 1000 Year Door remake, putting this closer in line with their original intent in the Japanese version of the game. Now, this is probably nothing burger to most people. It's a big deal to a lot of people. But yeah, it's actually cool that they've gone closer to this. It's actually very, very, very cool. Also, some other less big pieces of gaming news. Toys for Bob recently showed an image on their website of a purple mask. Now, a lot of people took this to believe they were making a new Crash Bandicoot game. Except if you look at the coloring, the purple shading, and if you look at the design of the mask, it is Spyro's color, and it is a mask from the Tikis in Spyro 3, in the Tiki Lodge level. So, are we possibly getting a Spyro 4 that we have been long waiting for? And if we are, what platforms is it going to be on? Also, another final piece of gaming news. Square Enix has announced their plans to focus more on multi-platform. They are no longer going to be making games specifically for one platform. Now, IGN, in their infinite wisdom, decided to make a clickbait fanboy console war video out of this by saying that Square Enix basically said PlayStation, that they're done with PlayStation. Don't believe that for a second. Nobody at Square Enix has said that they are done with PlayStation. This is just IGN being typical IGN and making a clickbait fanboy console war video out of news. They had to try, I guess, they had to meet their quota of spreading positivity and make it so that, well, pretty much that they tried to turn it into a positive Xbox piece of news instead of a positive gaming news. Because IGN gonna be IGN, I guess. But yeah, it just... anyone that watches my videos, take anything that IGN say with a grain of fucking salt. Because usually they either don't research what the hell they're talking about. They deliberately misquote people to try and cause drama, or they use specific news stories to try and flame or try to fan or cause, add fuel to fanboy console wars. So please don't take anything that they say seriously. Also, before I forget, or before I leave, another piece of gaming news. One final piece of gaming news. Nintendo have acquired a porting studio. A studio that was responsible for porting games like Mortal Kombat 1 and Hogwarts Legacy to the Switch. Now, could this potentially, now that Nintendo owns a third-party multi-platform porting studio, does this give us some indication as to the fact that the Switch 2 might get the same level of support from third parties that Sony and Xbox have? Here's hoping. This was Sora Nightheart with the weekly gaming news. If you like what you saw, smack that like button, slap that notification bell, and smash that subscribe button. This is Sora, signing out. Love you guys. Peace. That was this week's gaming news.